All right. Can you hear me now? Wow, that's different. All right, so for the record, we are normally a pretty well-oiled machine. This usually takes place at city council chambers, and we're grateful that our Parks and Rec folks have let us use their facility. Council chambers is going through a little bit of renovation. They're replacing some aging technology there, so we've moved up here. So thank you for your patience. Several of the officers that came before these new officers are here today. At this time, what I would do is I'd like to ask all LPD retirees and former officers, please stand to be recognized. We are grateful for their service. None of us would be up here without people like you taking the time to mentor us when we were new officers, much like these folks in front of me here today. I'm confident these 9 new officers will continue your legacy for many years to come. To our new officers, you're about to officially join us and become a part of the LPD family. You're entering into, or for some of you, continuing in this profession at a time that offers both complicated challenges and unique opportunities to create a better police department and community than ever before. Each one of you holds the key to our collective success as a law enforcement agency. Your ability to partner with and protect every individual in our community, regardless of their position in society, is more critical now than ever before. Always remember to treat everyone you meet in a manner that shows respect, professionalism, and is how you would want your loved ones treated. Never forget that you are the chosen few who get the honor of wearing this badge. Don't ever take that lightly. Your actions will either honor the men and women that came before you or bring discredit to their sacrifice. You have already proven you can overcome significant challenges during your time at the academy or in your prior law enforcement service. Use that success to propel you forward, knowing the LPD family is here to support you. At this time, I'd ask Captain Joel Hinckley to come forward for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Good afternoon to our officers getting sworn in today. Congratulations to the family and guests that are here. Thank you for being here today. If you're able to, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Now I ask Chaplain Jim Whitaker to come forward for our invocation.
Morning, or afternoon, sir. Well, look at you. I tell you, this is a good-looking group. Take a deep breath, relax, enjoy this time, and let's ask the Lord's blessing over all of our proceedings this afternoon. Father, we bless you, O God, for your love, for your watchful care, your provision, for this very special time of the year as we celebrate the Christmas season. We ask, O God, that you would watch over us, that you would watch over this special ceremony. It is an exciting time. We bless you, our God. Together, we ask, O God, that we would lift up your name, especially today, that it would be a joyous occasion for all of these officers. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Jim. This time I'd ask Deputy Chief Ken Edwards to come forward for some comments and recognition of staff.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and as the Chief mentioned, I'm going to recognize our LPD staff seated behind me here. From the Chief's office, we have Captain Joel Hinckley. From our Field Operations Bureaus, we have Acting Deputy Chief Nick Leger, Captain Josh Campbell, and Acting Captain Adam Sexton. From our Administration Bureau, Captain Lisa Singleton, and from our Investigations Bureau, Captain Tim Clemens. As the chief mentioned, this swearing-in ceremony is unique in that it represents several types of LPD officer hires. We have 5 who just graduated this week from the Central Virginia Criminal Justice Academy, and one of those actually was hired on initially as a cadet with the police department. We also have 1 Virginia certified law enforcement officer who is a previous graduate of the academy, and we have 3 out-of-state certified officers who recently completed an accelerated law enforcement academy for out-of-state certified officers. To me, this group is an example of the great work our men and women with our personnel and recruiting unit, traditionally in the back, and even today in this location, back in the back, and just the great job that they do in recruiting and hiring the best police officer candidates possible. Thank you for all the work that y'all do. Congratulations to you all. I'll just pass on a few bits of advice. I would just, you've received a lot of great training so far. You're going to continue to receive a lot of great training. But as you get out on the street, you're in uniform, I would just suggest that you take time to get to know the people of our community. Even if you're from Lynchburg area, you truly don't know the entire city. So take time to get to know the citizens. There's a lot of great supporters throughout the city. And just remember that our best supporters are the ones that also hold us accountable for our actions. But also encourage you to take time to learn the history of the community and the history of policing in our community. Lynchburg Police Department's been in existence for over 200 years. Much has taken place in this city over 200 years, and our department is a part of that history. Some of that history is good, some of it's bad, and some of it's ugly. So really, I encourage you to get to know that history because a lot of it still has an effect today. And finally, it's not a suggestion, it's really, I would say, a demand in that you always treat everyone with respect and dignity. And just remember that people may forget what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. So, congratulations.
Now ask Acting Deputy Chief Nick Leger to come forward for recognition of our special guests.
All right, good afternoon. Real quick, before I take a moment to recognize some of the special guests in the room, I just wanted to again congratulate each one of you today. It's just got a chance to meet each of you yesterday for breakfast, and I'm really looking forward to working with you, looking forward to how you advance in the career and the difference that you're going to make in the city. So congratulations again. So again, I'm going to recognize some special guests, and if I miss anybody, I apologize. Everybody here is appreciated. We're thankful that everybody is here participating in this occasion, but we wanted to just recognize a couple folks. We have Senator Mark Peake here. Thank you for being here. Lynchburg Commonwealth's Attorney Bethany Harrison. Thank you. Current Clerk of Lynchburg Circuit Court and retired LPD Deputy Chief Todd Swisher. We have Wanda Walker, I believe, stepped in here. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. We have with City Council, Councilman Sterling Wilder. I don't think I missed any other council members. Thank you for being here, sir. With the City Manager's Office, we have City Manager Winter Benda. Thank you. Deputy City Manager Greg Patrick and Assistant City Manager Kent White. With Lynchburg Fire Department, we have Chief Greg Wormser somewhere, and also the Deputy Chief from the Fire Department, Marcus Bush. Thank you both. With the Lynchburg Police Foundation, we have retired captain and former clerk of court, Eugene Wingfield. There he is. And also Charles Warner from the Police Foundation. Thank you both. And then I believe LPD retiree Mike Spencer was also introduced to you as well. So thank you again, all of you, for being here. This is such an important occasion. It speaks to just the community involvement and the partnership that the LPD has with each one of you, and it speaks volumes. So thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your day. Appreciate it.
So family members, this is the first opportunity you probably want your cameras ready for, so if you want to get those out. I'm now going to introduce the Honorable K. Todd Swisher, Circuit Court Clerk for the City of Lynchburg, who's also, as you heard, a prior Deputy Chief with the LPD. He spent 27 years here with the LPD, and I will tell you that any of the gray hair you see on his head, I'd certainly take credit for at least a good portion of that. So at this time, I'd ask Todd to come forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here. I'd like to congratulate the 9 of you. The mere fact that you're sitting here in uniform speaks volumes about who you are and what you're about. I believe that the Lynchburg Police Department is among the finest agencies anywhere. And yes, I'm absolutely biased after spending a career here, but I base that on 3 different things, if you will. One, it's always strived to hire the very, very best. It's always been intentional about developing its personnel to their full potential. And it's always strived to do things the right way. Okay, the right way meaning with character, integrity, accountability, a spirit of service, and developing a real connection with the community and its local law enforcement partners as well. In fact, I'm not sure there's a region anywhere that does it better than the Central Virginia region. Okay, I am fired up that you're here. I offer you my congratulations. I can't wait to see you succeed and offer value to this community. Okay, so if you would please rise and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent on me as a police officer for the City of Lynchburg, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Well done. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you again, and I wish you and your respective families all the best. Thank you.
It is the Lynchburg Police Department tradition to formally present our newly sworn officers with their sidearm and badge. As a part of the ceremony, we have members of the community come forward to pin on officers' badges for the first time. This badge is a symbol of the trust that our community is extending to each one of you. There's also a legacy of 218 years of law enforcement service that has been worn by those who came before you and is now being passed down to you. Never betray the trust that has been given to you by our community or by those who have worn this badge before you. The men and women who wore these badges are part of the history of our department, and you are now continuing that important work. With today's ceremony, we are continuing a tradition that will recognize an officer who previously wore your badge. We will give you more information about the history of each one when we present our new officers with their badges here shortly. This time I'd ask Captain Josh Campbell to come forward to the other podium to assist with reading bios, and we will start, again, family members, this is photo time for those that will actually be up here where you can see them now and get good photos of them. So first officer I'd like to call forward is Officer Caden Booth. Officer Booth will be receiving badge number 228. That badge was previously worn by retired Deputy Chief Mike Spencer from 1976 to 2007, a 31-year career here at the LPD. He worked in a majority of the assignments at the LPD, and each badge that we pass along, I will tell you a trait that that former officer had that I want to pass along. In this case, the trait I want to pass along from Deputy Chief Spencer to Caden Booth is his professionalism.
Caden was born in American Fork, Utah, to Chris. I think that's on.
We're struggling in a new location.
Caden was born in American Fork, Utah, to Chris and Mindy Booth. Caden grew up in Kanosh, Utah, a small town of 400 people. Caden graduated from Millard High School, where he played football and basketball. After high school, Caden served a 2-year mission for his church prior to attending college. Caden studied criminal justice at Utah Valley University. Prior to working with LPD, Caden worked as an officer in Utah for 3.5 years with the American Fork Police Department. Caden moved to Virginia so that his wife could attend medical school. After researching different schools across the country, the couple decided that Lynchburg was the best place to start their next adventure. Caden met his wife Hadley through mutual friends while attending the same college. They do not have any children yet. Caden loves the outdoors and is often spending time off-roading, camping, hiking, or hunting. Caden's wife Hadley will be assisting with pinning his badge. She's quick. And she's done that. First time. So I present to you Officer Caden J. Booth.
Almost forgot, sorry. I'm not a big one for speeches, but I do want to express my gratitude to Chief Zudema, the City of Lynchburg, and the Lynchburg Police Department for the opportunity to continue my career here. I love this job, and I do believe it is a calling, and I intend to serve that calling to the best of my abilities for as long as I can live here. And I look forward to serving this community as proudly as I can. Thank you.
Now I ask Officer Gabriel Brown to come forward. Gabe will be receiving badge 272. This badge is formerly worn by Sergeant Rob Miller, who has been with the LPD since 2008. Rob served in patrol and our criminal investigations division, and with this badge, I'm passing along his determination.
Officer Brown was born and raised in Douglas, Georgia. He is the son of Michael Brown and Dina Mears. Officer Brown graduated from Coffee High School in 2004, where he played varsity baseball and football and was his class president. He was also a member of the National Honor Society. After college, Officer Brown worked in the medical field before transitioning into executive-level business management. Officer Brown began his career in law enforcement in 2016 when he became an officer with the Anchorage Police Department in Anchorage, Alaska. With the Anchorage Police Department, Officer Brown worked as a patrol officer, and in 2020 became a detective with the department and was assigned to the Special Victims Unit. Officer Brown also was a member of the Special Operations Tactical Support Unit and a UAS pilot. Officer Brown has been married to his wife, Kat, since 2011. They met in Athens, Georgia in 2010 while they were both working at Athens Regional Medical Center in the ICU. They are parents to a 9-year-old daughter, Sadie, and a 7-year-old son, Killian. Officer Brown is an avid hunter and fisherman. He enjoys mounting hunting for sheep, bear, goat, caribou, and moose. Hopefully you'll settle for bear, because we don't have any of the others here. Officer Brown is also an avid Georgia Bulldogs fan, even though his wife is an Auburn fan. With that said, Officer Brown's wife, Kate, will be assisting with pinning his badge. I present to you Officer Gabriel K. Brown.
I'm glad to be here. First, I want to thank my wife for being here today. She is the big reason we were able to come here. We moved here from Alaska across the continent. Without her, this would have never happened. Thank you, Chief Zudema, for the opportunity to work for this great department. I look forward to serving the city as best that I can. My wife and I chose to move here because this is where we want to raise our family. It seemed like the people here and everything about this area is where we wanted to be. Thank you.
This time I'd ask Officer Nia Dyke to come forward. Nia will be receiving badge number 117. This badge is formerly worn by Lieutenant Rodney Carson, who has served the LPD since 1988. He is currently our longest-serving sworn officer at 35 years of service. Rodney has worked a variety of roles, spent most of his time in our Criminal Investigations Division, but certainly worked in the patrol function, and currently is our lieutenant over our Traffic Safety Unit, our Community Action Team, and our School Resource Officers. And with this badge, I'm passing along Rodney's dedication to you.
Officer Dyke is a native of Lynchburg, Virginia. Officer Dyke attended E.C. Glass High School, where she was a part of the Future Business Leaders of America Club, the JV and varsity basketball team, the E.C. Glass Chamber and Acapella Choir, and a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Prior to joining the LPD, Officer Dyke worked for Lynchburg City Schools, including Perrymont Elementary and Fort Hill Community School. She had the opportunity to build relationships and network with a host of people within the community before joining the Lincom family, where she completed the Basic Academy for 911 Emergency Dispatch. When asked why she wanted to become a law enforcement officer and why she chose to work with the Lynchburg Police Department, Officer Dyke replied, "It took a village. Lynchburg offered me covenant relationships, space to grow and mature. The community saw something in me worthy of being poured into, and I was blessed with opportunities that not everyone else has received. I have so many ties to the community of Lynchburg that played a vital role in who I am today. Serving with the Lynchburg Police Department is my thank you to each and every person that helped lay a foundation for me. I am confident that I will be trustworthy and I'll be a rich asset to our local department." Officer Dyke is a member of Free Church in Lynchburg, where she serves faithfully as a worship leader. She enjoys hosting game nights for youth in the area where dinner is served and fellowship is available to all. Officer Dyke has performed for many events within the community, including singing competitions, high school basketball games, NAACP banquets, MLK breakfasts, convocation for city schools, local church functions, and last but not least, she is a dog mom of two, Bear and Grizzly. Officer Dyke's father, Lee Anthony Watkins, will be pinning her badge. I present to you Officer Nia K. Dyke.
Greetings. I am elated for the opportunity to be before you today, and that is humongous for me. Chief, I got 20 seconds, right? Okay. No, but seriously, first I honor God, because for me, without him, nothing would be possible. I thank my family, I thank the chief of this illustrious department for the opportunity to serve alongside many of my other brothers and sisters. Thank you to our command staff, and each and every person, again, that has helped lay the foundation along the way. I look forward to serving in the best capacity that I'm able and that I can be available. Thank you.
What Nia didn't say is I've been trying to get her to come work here for like 6 years, so I'm glad we finally got her, so all good. Next, I'd ask Officer Corey Huck to come forward. Corey will be receiving badge number 128. This badge was worn previously by retired Deputy Chief Todd Swisher, who you heard from earlier. He wore this badge from 1991 through 2017, 26 years of service. During that time, he served in a variety of roles, including a patrol, our CID, our vice unit, and a bunch of administrative roles as well. And with this badge, I'm going to pass along Todd's positivity.
Corey was born in Washington Township, New Jersey, and grew up in Franklin Township, New Jersey, where he lived with his parents, David Huck, Andrea Huck, his brother Kevin, and his two sisters, Lexi Tarpey and Janelle Huck. Shortly after completing middle school at Delaware Regional Middle, Corey moved to Wayne, Pennsylvania with his mother and sister. Corey attended Conestoga High School there in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, where he participated in the wrestling program all 4 years. Shortly after graduation, Corey began renovating the PNY Sports Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania. He worked at Target for a short time before becoming a licensed lawn care specialist for True Green. As a kid, Corey always wanted to become a police officer to protect and help his community. When he would visit his sister in the Lynchburg area, he fell in love with it and decided this is where he wanted to start his career. Corey is heavily interested in fitness and working out, along with spending time with family and friends. Despite growing up in the Pennsylvania and New Jersey areas, Corey is still a diehard Washington Commanders fan. And as a fan myself, that takes almost as much bravery as being a police officer. Corey's older sister, Lexi Tarpey, will be assisting with pinning his badge. I present to you Officer Corey T. Huck.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank my friends, my family, Class 102, that got me through this long journey, through the ups and the downs. You know, they had my back, they had my side all the way through. I'd also like to give a big thanks to Sergeant Olivier, Officer Cottrell, and the whole entire command staff for giving me this grateful opportunity to, serve this great community. I'm really looking forward to getting out here and meeting you guys. Thank you.
Now I ask Officer Blake Hudson to come forward. Blake will be receiving badge number 238. This badge was previously worn by Sergeant Andrew Turner of the Lynchburg Police Department from beginning in the year 2012. Andrew's worked in our patrol and traffic safety unit. And with this badge, I pass along Andrew's consistency.
Blake was born in Lynchburg, Virginia, to Keith and Sandra Hudson. Blake graduated from Brookville High School, where he played baseball, ran track, and cross country. He was also an athletic trainer for the football team. He attended Liberty University and is still actively working towards his bachelor's in criminal justice. Blake was previously employed with Amherst County Sheriff's Office for 8 years. He filled multiple roles from deputy, traffic enforcement, field division lieutenant, team leader for the special response team, and has completed numerous schools during his time there. He was awarded the MAD Award 4 times. Prior to law enforcement, Blake worked in construction. Blake is currently serving his 19th year in the U.S. Army Reserves, currently at the 3rd Medical Command as an Inspector General with the rank of Master Sergeant. Blake is a decorated Army Service member. His awards include Meritorious Service, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, Armed Forces Service Medal, and several others. Blake has also served in volunteer roles in both EMS and firefighter capacities. These are his words, not mine, but he says cops are better, and I agree. Gaining both his EMT-A and Firefighter II certifications for 20 years. Blake was always fascinated as a young child with police officers. His father volunteered as a firefighter and furthered his desire to serve his community. Having met in high school, Blake is married to Erica, and they are preparing to celebrate their 15-year anniversary together. They have 2 children, Katie, who is 11, and Braden, who is 8. Blake enjoys playing baseball and softball with his kids, playing golf, losing his golf balls, and attending Living Word Baptist Church. Blake's wife, Erica, will be assisting with pinning his badge. I present to you Officer Blake W. Hudson.
I didn't realize it was going to be that long. I'm sorry. Roger that, thanks. I was told I had to speak. My grandmother gave me the gift of gab, so I'll keep it short. Yeah, sorry. I want to thank the chief and all the command staff for letting me cross the river. It's been a long time. I know that several of you have tried to get me to cross the river a long time ago. I'm impressed with the warm welcome that I've received in Lynchburg, and I can't wait to be a part of this community and continue to grow as an officer and serve the Lynchburg citizens. I want to thank God and my family for allowing me to come this far in law enforcement, and again, thank you all. Thank you.
So Captain Lisa Singleton will now be joining me as she reads bios for our 4 remaining officers. Next, ask Officer Cameron Leidick to come forward. Cameron will be receiving badge number 109. This badge was previously worn by current Lieutenant Joel Hinckley, who has served here for the past 23 years. The connection here, and you may have heard this before, is that Cameron started as a cadet. So we have a cadet program that starts at 18 years of age, and the badge that he's receiving that Captain, did I say Lieutenant? Wow, I demoted him, I apologize for that. We were going along good there for a while too. Captain Hinckley, is that Captain Hinckley started as a cadet as well. So a little bit of connection there. Captain Hinckley's worked in patrol or street crimes, our vice narcotics unit, and professional standards. And with this badge from Captain Hinckley, I pass along his work ethic.
Cameron was born and raised in Bedford, Virginia, where he has lived his entire life. His parents are Joseph Leidick and Janae Davis. Cameron attended Liberty High School in Bedford and participated in football, basketball, golf, and tennis. He also finished the automotive repair course at BSTC, which is now known as the Susie G. Gibson Science and Technology Center. After high school, Cameron attended CVCC, where he graduated with an associate's degree in administration of justice. Before becoming an officer, Cameron worked as a cadet for 1 year at LPD. He chose to be a police officer because he has a passion for serving this community, and he wants to serve the city and he wants to serve the city and citizens of Lynchburg. Cameron enjoys officiating rec and high school sports in his free time and enjoys going to church with his grandmother every Sunday. Cameron's grandmother, Joan Leidick, assisted in pinning his badge on today. I present to you Officer Cameron M. Leidick.
First off, I just want to thank God, and I want to thank all my classmates in the academy. It was not easy, but we got through it. I want to thank the command staff for giving me the opportunity. I'm very honored to be here, and it's very awesome getting Captain Hinckley's badge. I wanted to give him a little shout out because when I was a cadet, he was my lieutenant, and when I walked in the first day, I didn't know anything I was doing. I was very unprepared, and he taught me how to be professional and how to be prepared, so I just want to thank him for that. And I'm very honored to receive his badge, and just can't wait to serve the city. Thank you.
Now I ask Officer Kevin Porter to come forward. Kevin will be receiving badge number 155. This badge was previously worn by current Lieutenant Bill Tomlin, who served 25 years here at the LPD since 1998. Lieutenant Tomlin has served in patrol, CID, forensics, I think back to CID, maybe back to forensics, and Bill was my utility man. He bounced around probably more assignments in a 3-year window than anybody has. He currently serves, amongst many other areas, in our professional standards unit. And with Bill's badge, I want to pass along his candor to you. You can laugh, guys.
Kevin was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. His parents are Lise Neville, Ronald Porter, and stepfather Dan Neville. Kevin graduated from Seminole High School in Sanford, Florida in 2001. While in high school, he played high school and travel soccer, which brought him all over the Southeast United States and Belgium. After high school, he began working full-time and attended Southwest Florida College in 2012, where he earned his associate's degree in criminal justice. He has worked security in schools, hospitals, and at Universal Studios. Working in these areas, he's had the privilege to work and interact with people from all over the world. He grew up around law enforcement and has worked in the security field for years, and he enjoys helping people in times of need. He attempted to enter into law enforcement in Florida, but was unsuccessful. Kevin is a big believer in that things are meant to be. Kevin's brother brought his business to downtown Lynchburg from Florida, and with that, Kevin's parents also moved their business to the area from New York. He learned that the Lynchburg Police Department was hiring, applied, and finally successful in a lifelong dream. Kevin and his wife sold their home in Florida and moved to the area as well, bringing his immediate family to reside in the same area for the first time in 20 years. He met his wife, Nicole, through a co-worker at Universal Studios one evening while playing darts. At the time, Nicole lived in Arizona until she moved to Florida about 6 months later, where they've been together ever since. Kevin and Nikki currently have 2 fur babies. Kevin enjoys spending time with family, friends, and in the outdoors. He began running several years ago to help him stay healthy. Since then, he's challenged himself by running half marathons, full marathons, a half Ironman, and completed a full Ironman in Florida. Kevin was born and raised in Florida and asked that people don't laugh too much at him, as he will most likely be bundled up this winter like Ralphie from A Christmas Story. Kevin's wife, Nicole, has pinned his badge on today. I present to you Officer Kevin M. Porter.
It's been a long time. Oh. I can't look at my family. Just want to thank my family for always being behind me. My wife for moving up here with me. Jeez. I thank the command staff, and I look forward to a great career. Thank you very much.
So far, you've got the largest cheering section, just so you know. At this time, I'd ask Officer Evan Riedinger to come forward. Evan will be receiving badge number 195. This badge was previously worn by retired Captain and now Campbell County Sheriff Whit Clark. He wore this badge for the LPD during the years of 1983 to 2015, 32 years of service at the LPD. During that time, Sheriff Clark worked in our patrol function, our street crimes function, our crime prevention unit, and our tactical unit, which was kind of his, where his heart was. So with this badge, I pass along Sheriff Clark's teamwork.
Evan was born in Paterson, New Jersey, where he lived the first 3 years of his life. Evan's parents, Robert and Trina Riedinger, moved their family to upstate New York, where Evan grew up. Evan graduated from Johnsburg Central High School, where he played soccer and baseball. Evan did not attend college. Instead, he joined the Army. He served as an infantryman in the United States Army, where he spent most of his time as a machine gunner and machine gun team leader. He got out of the Army and was given the opportunity to start his career in law enforcement with the Wakefield Police Department in Wakefield, New Hampshire, where he was a patrol officer. Evan then accepted a job with the Chatham County Police Department in Savannah, Georgia, where he was a corporal on patrol, a field training officer, a defensive tactics instructor, and an operator on the SWAT team. After serving his country, Evan wanted to be able to see the impact of his service on his local community. He decided the Lynchburg Police Department has the most opportunity for professional growth in the region. Evan and his fiancée, Emma, grew up in a similar area in upstate New York, but later connected while Emma attended Liberty University. Evan grew up in a Christian family. He enjoys shooting, golf, skiing, hiking, and camping. Evan and Emma are planning on visiting all of the national parks. Interesting fact about Evan is that each one of his tattoos on his right arm is a memory for a friend he served with in the Army or within his former agencies. Evan's fiancée, Emma Welt, has pinned his badge on today. I present to you Officer Evan M. Riedinger.
Oh, I'm going to cry. I'm going to blame it on you. I got to thank God. Just if you guys could see the way He's worked in my life in the last year and a half. I'm so blessed. Thank you for this opportunity, Command Staff Chief. I'm excited to continue my career and raise my family here.
Last, certainly not least, I'll call forward Officer Walker Sandler. Walker will be receiving badge number 164. This badge was formerly worn by current Lieutenant Titus Burgess. Titus has served with the police department for the last 14 years. He served in our patrol function and has also spent time in our personnel and recruiting unit. And with this badge, I pass along Titus's innovation.
Walker was born in Watertown, New York, to his parents Victoria Jenkins and Thomas Sandler. When Walker was 3, he moved to King George, Virginia, where he spent his childhood growing up. Walker also lived in Washington State for 2 years while his father was stationed there. In 2018, he graduated from King George High School. He didn't engage in much of what the school had to offer. Walker challenged himself that when he went off to college, he would not let that happen again. In fall of 2018, he began school at Liberty University, majoring in criminal justice. During those 4 years, Walker became a member of the Liberty paintball team, a community group leader in his dorm, and was able to work with the student activities department. He made many lifelong friends. Walker accomplished his goal, making the most out of college. He was on the dean's list his junior and senior years, eventually graduating with a bachelor's in criminal justice, crime scene investigation, and also a minor in sociology. He went back for 1 more year, and before applying for LPD was pursuing his master's in criminal justice. Walker has a smaller work experience, with Liberty student activities being his most significant. In his 3 years, he started off as event staff, working and promoting events happening on campus. He was able to get the job of supervisor after 1 semester working, and had the privilege to lead 15 event staff, putting on school-wide events for over 10,000 students. The reason Walker became a law enforcement officer was originally because of his degree in college. He also grew up in a military family. But when Walker was applying to college, he saw the criminal justice degree and thought it would be interesting, and he was right. Now Walker knows that this is where God is calling him to go. He knows there is a reason God kept him in Lynchburg, and that was to join LPD. His pastor once told him that as college students, they have the tendency to focus on what the community can give them, not what they can provide for the community. Now, as a resident of this area for the last 5 years, he calls this place home. He wants a place where his future family and kids can grow up feeling safe and protected. If he can provide even a small piece of that, he will. For the past year, Walker has begun trail running and finding a trail in the mountains and just plain running. In December, a friend from college talked him into running a 25K trail run. He had little to no previous running experience and only 3 months to train. He ran with pure excitement, and it was one of the most accomplished feelings he's ever had. He's been hooked ever since. Walker uses these runs as a way to clear his mind and enjoy all the beauty nature has to offer. It's also a healthy option as well. Spending time with his friends is the most important thing to him. He loves playing categories, pickleball, disc golf, or just being in each other's presence. He's always been a Miami Dolphins fan growing up, even though he doesn't have any connection to Florida. The real reason he chose that team was because he liked the colors. Walker used to have a bowl haircut. He is also a major coffee nerd and has many ways to prep his coffee in the morning, but he doesn't put anything in his coffee because he says black coffee is by far the best. Walker's father has pinned on his badge today, Thomas Sandler, and Walker also received an award at the Academy, correct? The academic award. I present to you Officer Walker C. Sandler.
I'm going to try not to make it 3 for 3 for straight crying in front of everybody. But I just want to say thank you to everyone here. I can speak for all 8 or 9 of us that are here, that it means so much that you guys will stand by us and come and celebrate us. I thank you again so much. I want to just thank the Lord for guiding my steps. Before I came to college, I didn't think that I was going to be in law enforcement, but taking every single faithful step has led me to this day. And I just want to say thank you to my family and my friends. I couldn't do it without your support. And then I also want to thank the command staff, Chief Zudema, and all of the Lynchburg Police Department for giving us all the opportunity, and me especially, to serve this community and serve you guys. Thank you guys.
So I think I've determined we're going to have to separate some football groups here before we leave so we don't have any altercations. But let's give this group one big round of applause. So in 2000, the International Association of Chiefs of Police developed a law enforcement oath of honor as a means of formally communicating and reinforcing the critical importance of right and honorable action within our profession. A former police chief here, Chuck Bennett, was actually a part of the committee that established that oath of honor, so we hold that very close to us. Another tradition we have here for our swearing-in ceremonies is that we ask a retired member of the department to come forward to actually administer that oath to our new officers. So today we have with us Deputy Chief Mike Spencer, who served with the LPD, as you heard already, from 1976 to 2007. During those 31 years, he was both a mentor and a role model to many of us sitting up here today. His professionalism and patience during even the most trying times provided a sense of calm and a reminder of our purpose. Thank you for your leadership and for your continued friendship. And I told you that with Todd Swisher that I caused him the gray hair. Mike actually had hair before I started working for him. So at this time, I'd ask retired Deputy Chief Mike Spencer to come forward to administer our oath of honor.
Congratulations to the families and friends that are here today of this group of new officers. I would say that your love and support for them over the years got them here today. And they will continue to need that love and support to sustain them throughout their careers. And I know that you will continue to be there for them, but I can't tell you, and these guys and gals behind me will tell you, the support from their family is critical to their success. So please continue to be there for them, and I know you will. To the recruits, new officers, congratulations. By virtue of your duties and responsibilities, your uniform, you are now a leader in the community. And with that comes a lot of challenges. And I would just say that you will meet people from all walks of life every day. Some of those people may be the only contact they have with a Lynchburg police officer their entire lives. Some people you're going to meet on their very worst day of their life. And that's going to require a lot of skill and assistance, hopefully from other coworkers to help you navigate that. But at the end of the day, whether it's a person you meet one time, unfortunately you're going to meet the same person a number of times that may require you to take them into custody. But I will tell you, whether you meet them once or a number of times, whether you arrest them or take a report or just in general conversation, it is critical that you always treat them with respect. Your command staff expects that, your community expects that, and I would just urge you to keep that in mind as you carry out your duties every day. So with that, Ryan, where's my place here? I would just call upon all sworn officers as well as the new officers here today to please stand, and we'll recite the oath of honor. If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community, and the agency I serve. So help me God. Congratulations.
All members of the LPD are part of the fabric of our city, and these 9 new officers are no exception. Joining the LPD today are a missionary, a business executive, a worship leader, a lawn care professional, a volunteer firefighter, a high school sports official, an Ironman, an Army veteran, and a trail runner. They come from Utah, Alaska, Lynchburg, New Jersey, Bedford, Florida, and New York. They are also called father, husband, brother, sister, daughter, son. They are you. They are members of our community. To our new officers, each day in this honorable profession brings new challenges and new rewards. This work is truly a calling, as you've heard before. I know you will serve the residents of our city with dedication, respect, and compassion. These past several months in the academy for some, or for others, your prior years of service have prepared you for your new roles. You are well-trained, well-equipped, and you have 200-plus family members in your LPD family and the overwhelming majority of our community looking out for you. The learning process never stops. It's imperative for you to ask for help when you need it and then listen to the advice of your fellow officers and the expertise of our community partners. They have real-world experience that will help guide you as you transition into your new roles. Remain positive. It sounds simple, but can be hard to do in this line of work. Every day when you end your shift, remember the good. You have many roles and responsibilities at the LPD. However, my first and most important expectation of you is that you go home safely every night. This includes taking care of your own mental wellness. You must prioritize this above anything else. Be professional. Be proud to wear this uniform and badge. To our new officers' families, the Lynchburg Police Department is a family, and you are now a part of the LPD family. We are here to support you. The hardest job in America is not being a police officer. It is being a family member of a police officer. So at this time, I would ask the family members of these 9 officers to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. In closing, congratulations to our 9 new officers. Remember, you are here to serve our community. You are their partners and their protectors. Please be safe. Prior to concluding the ceremony, I would like to recognize all the staff from our personnel and recruiting unit, Officer Alan Cottrell, Officer Elsa Ramirez, Sergeant Sidney Olivier, Lieutenant Steve Trent. Thank you for another job well done. And if any of you think, they're off the hook, they've got 10 more going into the academy that start in about 2 weeks. So they are well into preparation for the next group. I also want to take a quick moment to recognize the following LPD employees for their time and effort in planning, organizing, and setting up today's event. Kylie Kidd, Cindy Cosero, Katie Jennings, Vicki West, and Greg Coleman. This time I would ask Chaplain Jim Whitaker to come forward for our benediction, and then we'll give you information on our reception afterwards following that.
Well, you've moved up a little bit since I saw you last. I've got some remarks that I want to make, and then we'll close. Can you really believe it? Today, you have arrived, and you've been sworn in as a Lynchburg police officer. I congratulate you on your achievement up to this point. Rightfully so, you should be very proud of yourselves. I know that your family and your friends in attendance today are bursting at the seam with pride and admiration. At each swearing-in ceremony, I share the same remarks, even though some have heard them many times before. You have not. And as one of your chaplains, your only chaplain at this point. I feel they're important for you as you step into your new role. As sworn law enforcement officers, your main role will be to maintain or keep the peace in the community. You are given certain powers by law and by the citizens who live here to carry out those responsibilities. You, by virtue of your job, can also be called peacemakers. The Bible says in Matthew, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." That's an awesome thought. This is an honorable profession that you have chosen, and that is vitally important to our citizens and highly regarded by God Himself. In the normal routine of your job in law enforcement, you will encounter individuals who are having a bad day as a result of a traffic stop, an accident, being the victim of a crime, having received the worst news of their lives, or by being accused or charged with a crime. You will witness all sorts of reactions and responses from those citizens, some of whom will not be pleasant. But you are expected to maintain your professionalism in all situations. You can keep your cool in very tense circumstances. I know that it's possible because I've chosen it each and every day as police officers in this department. The way you respond to and treat everyone you encounter on the job and in the community will have a profound impact on that individual. You, as a peacemaker, can bring hope to a hopeless situation, calm when there is turmoil, show passion to someone who is desperate, be kind to an accused, show love to a hurting family, be patient with everyone else when they're not, bring joy to a child who looks up to you. By doing all of this, you will be guilty of helping to create a safer environment for all, and there will be lots of evidence to prove it. As your chaplain, I make myself available to you 24/7. If you ever need someone to talk to after a difficult call, to assist in a death notification or help with a personal problem of any sort, just give me a call. What you share with us, with me, will be kept in strict confidence. One last thing I want to share. The most important thing, it's already been said, the most important thing you have to do every day is not to see how many arrests you can make or how many tickets you can write. No, it's to go home safely to your family each shift. Let me close with prayer. Most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, I pray your blessings over these new officers. I pray, Father, that you would protect them as they embark on their new career. Lord, that you would walk with them each step of the way and bless them abundantly, I pray. In your precious name, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. So I'd just like to again thank our Parks and Rec folks for allowing us to use this space, our community and public engagement staff for helping us with the technology that obviously I need more training on before we do it next time. But thank you all for being here. We'll have a reception directly below us on the first floor, and congratulations again to these 9 officers. Thank you all for being here. And I apologize. I'd be remiss. Our foundation, our Lynchburg Police Foundation, is sponsored the reception afterwards. So we thank you, Foundation, for continuing to support us in many ways. Thank you.